running,
We're live. What's going on, guys?
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Oh, great.
We're live, right? See that little button right there?
I don't know how to tell this kind of
See
stuff.
what happens right there?
Oh, that's great. Love that.
Yeah. So, welcome to the official episode 2.
Hey.
Technically the third stream,
No.
but
Yeah, whatever.
we're forgetting about the first episode.
Yeah, it's bad.
I didn't really think about how we were going to intro the stream. I just
You
thought
said you were
about-
going to do it.
I know, but I just didn't think about how. Because there's no point in really mulching over the same shit.
Keep mulching over the same shit.
No, I mean later on in the episode, but like when we actually start the recording for, we can just do it right now. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. You know what that's from?
No.
Wow. All right. Uncultured swine.
You guys, I grew up under a rock.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Shouldn't know shit. Oh yeah, the whole point to not starting the audio recording is because we were gonna introduce. Well, your dog is really just feeling left the fuck out right now.
Yeah, she's
She's going and finding toys and bringing them back.
She does this to me. Come here. Come get your monkey. Come get your
She's like, no, throw the monkey.
No, come get it. Come on. Let's go. She just wants love. Okay.
Let's try not to break stuff. Okay, thanks. This dog's already cost enough money.
All right. I'll throw it. Go. Ready?
All right, this is not a stream. Oh, don't do that in the mic. Stop. It's horribly loud.
Okay.
Okay. You want to do the intro?
No.
I mean, like, do you want to do it right
Oh
now?
yeah, let's do it right now.
All right.
Let's go. I'm waiting on you.
Wow, that was mean.
I'm waiting on you.
All right.
Why do you?
Why do I what?
You were hesitating.
I always hesitate. Hello everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to episode number 2 of Beards and Blush, the couples podcast, where we what do we try to do? We just try to lead by example. You know,
Yeah.
I put it a really good way earlier when I was explaining to somebody what we want to do or what we want to be.
Okay.
And it was like I explained to them how we listen to podcasts in the car a lot.
Yeah.
And like whenever whoever's talking comes up with something interesting to talk about, we often like pause it and talk amongst ourselves. And I was kind of like, that's kind of where our inspiration, or at least my inspiration for like the format of our podcast came from, is like trying to give people a place to come together and talk.
Yeah.
And it's not even just really about relationships.
No.
When it comes down to it, it's more just about giving people a place to come together.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Good job.
Anyways, my name is Matt, and I am the Beard.
My name is Kendall, and I am the Blush.
And I think I probably should have said that before I went on that big tangent about
It's fun.
what
I
we're
loved
about.
it. I loved it. I was feeling it.
All right.
Cool.
So, you can find our podcast streamed live on Twitch and YouTube at Beards and Blush.
Mm-hmm.
To find out when we go live, you can find us on Twitter at Beards and Blush. Everything's the same. It's all Beards and Blush.
Yes, everything's Beards and Blush.
Oh, I thought I fixed that.
It's fine.
Actually, I did fix that. It's just doing it still. What did you say last? I said everything is under Beards and Blush. No fancy
you said
characters.
except for like didn't you mess up our emails?
Well, we're not really worried about that. We're not going to talk about those.
He messed up our emails.
I have I created 2 email addresses for one for logging in to everything and signing up for all of the platforms and streaming services and all of that. And then I was going to have one for like business purposes, like fan interaction and all of that stuff. And I was trying to sign up for stuff, or I was trying to log into something, and I was like, I don't remember which email address I used. And then I started going back to all of our different services that we're signed up for, and it's like 50-50. All of them have different emails.
Love that.
I'm like, son of a bitch.
You did it.
It's all the same password though, so that's good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't know it. I forgot it.
Yeah, that's fine.
He does everything.
I do everything. I'm the heavy hitter here.
And I'm just the pretty face.
Shoulder load. She's my thumbnail clickbait.
That's how we do it, Kim.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know you were struggling with this earlier, but are you ready with your low point of the weekend?
My low point of the weekend, I knew my low point. So my low point of the weekend was, we had a very busy weekend because it was homecoming weekend. And that was a very stressful weekend for me, going into Friday and Saturday. And
At work.
At work, excuse me. Yes, at work. It's just a lot going on, and I just wasn't feeling the angry moms and the little teenagers and stuff. But I made it through it. It's my job. So, what was your low point, Matt?
Well, I was gonna kind of mash up my high point and my low point for the weekend.
Do it if you're bad.
It's the same point. There's just pros and cons to it, and it's basically just the amount of work that I put in on the podcast and the streams and all of that stuff is like, I feel super accomplished, but you know, we both work full-time jobs on the side here, and it like, when I get off work and I come home and I just like throw 4 hours into trying to prepare things and add new things and ways to put out content, it's just really draining. I was super tired. I still am very, very tired. I've been getting like 5 hours of sleep for the last 4 nights.
Yes, you have.
It's not good.
No, it's not good for you.
But it is what it is. Like I said, I feel super accomplished, so that's the high, but the low is also, you know, just putting in the work to be accomplished.
Yeah.
But you got to do it.
Yeah. I didn't really have much of a high point as far as like it still goes back to work. We had a potluck this weekend.
There you go.
And I actually forgot about it. So I had to go get taco dip. Jessica actually went and got taco dip, one of my coworkers. And it was pretty good. It was good Friday food. Didn't have to spend that much money on lunch or anything. So that was the high point of my weekend.
Good for you.
Thanks.
What did I... Oh, yeah, we actually cooked a couple of times this week, which is odd for us.
It's very odd for us.
I was thinking about what I was eating at work all week.
Yeah,
and it was like, no, we actually made like chicken and all that stuff.
By we, he means he.
Well, yeah, I cook. She buys the food to cook.
Not this week.
Well, my mom has contributed.
Yeah.
By the way, reiterating this, my mom is living with us for a month-ish, trying to situate her home life.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, oh, my mom is her, and people are like, wow, they're just doing a podcast in the basement of their mom's house. That's cool.
No, that's not us.
That's pretty lit.
It's not us.
Yeah. No, it's me. All right. So that was high point, low point.
That was the high point and low point.
I think we're going to go ahead and take a TV timeout here to introduce the hedgehog on the live stream.
Yay. Yeah, we have a special guest. Let me show you guys my little friend. Let me just move this a little bit too.
I was actually hoping to pause the auto recording before you went into all of that. It's fine.
It's fine. We're all fine.
So we have Justine and Brittany. Hello.
Brittany is one of my coworkers. Thanks for coming in, Britt.
I figured that out.
Thanks for coming in again, Jess.
I also don't understand why this Restream bot is still in my channel. He's so loud.
He's just hissing.
He's angry.
He's so mad. I gave him a bath. And my dog's really jealous. Dula, go. Oh, shit. Alright, we just got lots of love here.
Tula does not like the hedgehog.
No.
Not at all. The cat loves the hedgehog.
Yeah, our cat, they're besties. They hang out with each other. Hey, none of that. No.
Alright, so I turned that off again. Hopefully that stops.
Let me just stop.
For those people talking on YouTube, typing on YouTube. Nope, still doing it. That's cool.
Can I see him?
Yeah. There's your live feed. What's his name?
His name is Prick.
Oh yeah, I forgot you weren't really near the microphone there.
No,
Because I could have done that. Well, it's Animal Abuse.
He's so cute.
So this is Prick the hedgehog. How old is Prick?
He's gonna be 2 years old, October 24th.
And how long do they live?
We're not gonna talk about that. They don't live very long, unfortunately. I've been obsessed with hedgehogs for quite a while now. And Prick was just one of those treat yourself moments. And I treated myself to a hedgehog and
a cat and a dog.
But he's the first animal I ever paid for.
Yeah. How much you pay for him?
$100.
$100 fucking dollars for a hamster with spikes.
He is so stinking cute.
Could you?
Yeah. So this is my little buddy. He's not very nice, but he's cute.
He's also not very clean. He smells.
Does he smell? I just gave him a bath.
Not right this second, but
Oh.
well, I mean,
normally.
when I got down next to him earlier, yeah, he still kind of smelled. He's just a rodent. That's what he is.
You're a rodent.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Ooh.
Can you get her down
I'm
before
trying.
she tears the stream apart? Oh, did she just growl at you?
Yeah.
What a bitch. What a bitch.
Well, he's staying with us this entire
Yeah, we're gonna, and I think I actually decided, oh, did I tell you?
No.
That when we, I guess if and when we finally do get our affiliate partnership on Twitch, you get one emote for your subscribers to use.
Oh, cool.
And I would like the hedgehog to be the emote.
I would love that.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to pick between the cat and the dog. And it's like, you know.
People love hedgehogs.
Yeah.
He's like Switzerland.
Heads-
like he's like the neutral. Like
Hedgehogs are. He's like Switzerland. Hedgehogs are like the alongside llamas. I think llamas are 2018. Hedgehogs are kind of like 2017. I'm just saying.
dare you?
I'm just saying. Llamas are the thing right now.
Llamas are totally in right now.
Yeah.
They were everywhere at both the fairs that we went to.
Yeah. I got you one.
You did.
So we're like, 3 for 3, 4 for 4, something like that on going to fairs or events and winning stuffed animals and or prizes. We got the llama. We got a stuffed cat and a stuffed sushi roll at the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a huge fucking dragon. Sloths are in right now. You don't know
They
why?
really are.
Are they?
Yeah.
You know what are really in right now?
What?
Moths.
Oh my god. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know why it started. I
Have you
actually I do.
guys-
I looked it up, but I don't remember why.
Have you guys seen like the moth memes? He's tickling me. I normally wear a scarf when I wear it. Oh, we got Clyde up here. Hey,
Hmm?
look. Kitty.
What's happening?
There's a cat.
Where? Oh yeah. Hey, kitty. You know, she hasn't seen the moth thing. I still haven't figured out like how I want to do this. How I want to have things presented on the screen so that we can see everything at once.
I kind of want to put my dog away. She keeps crying.
And he hasn't stopped hissing since you put him next to the microphone.
Well, he's a hedgehog. They hiss. They're not very friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him on the box. See if he'll not commit suicide off the box.
Ow.
There you go.
Stop. I'm putting her away really quick.
Okay.
Be right back, you guys.
Yeah, I'll just hang out with your friends.
Okay.
Hi, kitty.
Meow.
Gonna turn this bad boy around.
Go.
So I have some conversational topics for
What's
the
up?
evening here. I was talking on chat.
Oh.
I have some conversational topics for the evening laid out here, but I am kind of thin on topics because I've been so strung out on trying to get content produced and ways to put it out. By the way, I did not throw the Podbean or the iTunes thing out there when we
Nope.
recorded. So
Let's
we're
throw
gonna
that out there real
I'm gonna
quick.
have to go no, like in the actual audio recording.
Oh.
I forgot to do it when we were mentioning Twitch and YouTube and all of that shit. Although, if they're listening to the audio recording, that means it's on iTunes. So I guess I don't really need to shout it out on there.
No.
But for the live streamers here, if you can't make the live viewings, I have I don't know how I want to put this. I put the podcast on a podcast hosting website called Podbean.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, I mean, we need a couple more episodes before we can get on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
But we are on iTunes already. She has confirmed it.
Yep.
We were validated today.
Rock
And
on.
we're producing on iTunes now.
So the real podcast now is on iTunes. When you go into the podcast app, you're able to search Beards and Blush, and you will see our faces with a cute little waterfall on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you don't like the picture.
I hate that picture.
I don't care. Whatever. I'm not really sure how to go about setting up advertising or anything like that on there yet. Like, how do we monetize iTunes and
Yeah.
such?
I don't know where I want this mic. I'm sorry.
I don't know either. You want to sign into the stream on your phone though, so we can get more than one viewer on Twitch? Also, for you guys on YouTube, I know most of you have no idea what twitch.tv is, so I'm sure none of you have accounts on there, but Twitch is going to kind of be like the main revenue source, I believe. Like, first of all, we have to get 50 followers on Twitch, and
Yeah.
right now we have 11.
Okay.
We've hit all of the other prerequisites for getting the affiliate partnership, so we can get a subscriber button. But if you guys on YouTube are feeling froggy and want to head on over to Twitch and create an account for free, it's super simple, and then just search the stream Beards and Blush and just follow. That would help out tremendously.
Yes.
Yes.
Clyde would appreciate it very much.
And we also, I don't have, I didn't put the PayPal link in the description before we started, but I can do it on the on the static video.
We can come back to the things that we forgot later.
No, I mean, I didn't physically put it on there.
Oh.
So nobody on YouTube can contribute right now.
Okay.
Just on Twitch.
Okay.
Why are you rushing me?
I'm not rushing you.
You are.
I'm not. I just don't think they really care about that kind of stuff.
Well, they are not the only ones that are going to be watching the video.
Okay, I'm probably wrong.
People do care about this stuff.
Okay.
You have no idea. Like, that's half of the the appeal of contributing to a stream is getting your name like shouted out, like we have right down at the bottom here. The last donation, you get your name down there. People like that shit.
Yeah.
People love that shit.
Yeah.
Especially when you're big timer. I mean, obviously we're not a big timer, but
Yeah.
okay, moving on, I guess.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm still trying to understand it too, you guys.
Understand what?
Just the whole Twitch thing.
What about it?
I don't know. It's just different than any other. It's not like any other social media.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know how to describe it.
Because it's live.
Yeah.
Everything
That's-
else is copying now.
Yeah.
YouTube has a live stream service. Facebook Live.
Am I rashing out?
I have no idea. Can we talk about this off stream?
Guys, I know I'm allergic to my hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
I break out every time I hold him, and I didn't think about that
Well,
when
don't
he.
scratch it.
Well,
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, it's itchy. It's itchy. I can't help it.
All right,
Doesn't stop me from holding him though.
we're gonna pick this back up.
Okay.
Just get on with life. Oh yeah.
Okay.
A point that you were making was that you can find like the actual body of the podcast on iTunes and Spotify eventually, but the streams are typically like an hour to 2 hours,
Mhm.
and the podcast itself we're aiming to have like 40 minutes, 45-minute podcast.
Yeah, I think the first one was 48 minutes.
Yeah, the first one was 48, but we also didn't really pay attention to it at all. It is what it is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
I was drinking coffee.
I'm gonna go back into this then.
Okay.
So, when I was at work, we were talking. There was a group of us that just had nothing to do because I have nothing to do with my job.
That must be nice.
Yeah. So we were talking, and somehow, some way, we got on to the subject of sex toys.
Okay.
You don't seem surprised.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So it made me think of the time that I found yours.
It's not a sex toy.
So I was rummaging through some clothes that were like kind of piled up on the floor in front of the dresser. And apparently Kendall's sex toy had fallen off the dresser into the pile of clothes, and I found it. So it's this little pink like circular thing. It's like a nice rounded pebble that you could skip across the water.
Uh-huh.
Like it's perfectly shaped.
Uh-huh.
And on the back's a little power button. You press it and and on the front are these tiny little just like a field of little rubbery fingers.
It's like bristles.
Yeah, like rubber bristles. There you go. And Kendall was not home when I found it. And when I picked it up and turned it on, like I can't describe the emotions that I got. I wasn't like sad. I was just like, like you could have told me. Like we could have used it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's
like,
fine.
That's a thing, but so I bring it out to my computer and I looked it up, and it's actually how's it pronounced? Foreo.
Foreo.
It's a face washing device, like exfoliates and
Deep cleanses your pores and
Yeah.
your skin.
yeah. But I found some reviews on it, and there was some women out there that were like, I've never used this on my face in my life.
Yeah, they use it in other places. would not spend. I think it's almost $100 for something like that. I didn't spend. I got it for free, but I wouldn't spend that much on something that to use down there. I don't know how much sex toys are normally. Do you?
I mean, it would depend on like what you got. Just like a regular dildo, I have no idea.
Yeah, like how much is like a regular vibrator?
I don't know, probably like $50.
Really?
Maybe.
I feel like that's expensive.
No idea. I've never bought a vibrator.
Neither have I.
Wow. Our cat just ran into the desk.
Yes, he did.
That's what that loud bang was,
yes.
And the vibration afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone knows how much a normal vibrator is, I'm sure I'll look it up right after this, though.
I mean, and then you got like the other end of the spectrum where there's like $5,000 sex dolls.
Yeah.
Like the full AI sex dolls that move around and shit.
I will say there's a girl that I follow on Instagram or whatever, Trisha.
Is she a sex doll?
No, she like promotes sex toys and like cause like other people like on their like Instagrams and stuff, like they sell, like they promote like skincare and use my discount code and everything. And this girl actually has discount codes on sex toys. The reason why I follow her though is because she's dating like someone that I follow on YouTube and watch their vlogs and everything like that. But like some of the sex toys that she talks about are actually really expensive, like up to $200-$300. And she's like, oh, I use these all the time. And I'm like, how often do you play with yourself? Like, are you tired? Like, that's gotta be tiring, right? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I mean, no, it's not really that tiring. I mean, it can be.
It can be.
You know, it could be sometimes.
I don't know. It was
like for me right now. I'd probably pass out.
You're really tired right now.
My eyes are heavy.
I know.
I cannot wait for tomorrow. Like when we come back on Friday, you're like, what's the high point of your week? And I'm like, it was probably Tuesday when I got to sleep in. Yeah, finally.
We'll see. But yeah.
I was going to go I read this thing, and I don't know how true it is, but speaking of like artificial intelligence sex toys.
Oh, God.
I read something along the lines of there's like a mayor or a governor or something in Houston that's trying to ban this brothel that just hosts like AI sex dolls.
Yes. We heard this somewhere together.
Did we?
We heard it on another podcast together, and we stopped and started talking about it.
We shouldn't probably mention that on our podcast. That
I'm
we're
sorry.
Stealing content
well, because once you said it, like it's not like we're stealing it. Like it's something that you remembered. But yeah.
I mean, that's subconscious.
But
copyright.
It's making like he's trying to make
just
like
fucking with you.
Robots.
Stop it.
I'm going back to the story.
I don't remember the story. I don't even remember where we got it from. I just remember the headline.
I remember looking at you and it was like, this reminds me of Westworld.
Yeah. Westworld, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it was like live like robots, right?
Right.
They had a city council meeting. It was really awkward. Was this in Texas, Ashley?
Is Ashley in Texas?
I think her family lives in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really know the whole story. I only know parts of it, but it was just like lifelike robots that like were like used as sex toys, and it just reminded me of Westworld.
Huh.
That's all I remember about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you guys go on my Instagram, it's Kendall Cute, KendallKuete. I actually have a what do I want to call it? Like a story thing for Matt. And in my story, there's like the screenshot of him finding my Foreo face cleanser and whatever it is. Whatever. And what was I getting to? Oh, so I have that on there so you guys can like see like what he had actually sent me. He described it as he felt like disheartened when he found.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit just because I was like I have no problem with it.
Oh, I know.
I have no problem with it. I just like.
Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, you could just tell me, and we could, I don't know.
We talked about it too.
I was just like, all right.
I know.
Imagine if she found mine. Yeah.
No.
Little flashlight in the closet. Yeah.
Stop. You have flashlights everywhere.
What?
You have flashlights everywhere. You do. You have little flashlights everywhere that you have from work.
I have flashlights.
Isn't that what you just said?
No, flesh. Like skin. Yeah, like fleshlight. You know what a fleshlight is, right? Yeah.
I thought you said flashlight. Oh, my bad.
Oh, you thought I was telling you to take a flashlight into the closet and look around?
I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay.
Actually, Foreo, when I had posted that, I tagged Foreo, the brand, in the story.
Did they ever say anything?
They replied back to me.
Did they really?
Yeah. They said, what did they say? They said, you're lucky he didn't find your other drawer of Winky Face. And I didn't know how to respond. I was like, okay.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think you ever told me that they responded to that.
Yeah, they did respond.
Huh.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. There is a guy at work that is he's very out there.
Okay.
With his personality, like he's very forward. He's very outgoing.
Aren't they all at your
very
work?
Unfiltered. No, this guy's on a whole nother level. This guy is way out in left field.
Okay.
But yeah, he often brags over the last few weeks about how he has purchased a new fleshlight. Yeah. That's a thing. I don't know. It's a big thing. He got it. Actually, so apparently they come like. Well, they don't come, but they come like modeled after porn stars.
Yeah.
And people were asking him which porn star he got, and he was like, the one that was on sale. It's like, ooh. And then he said her name, and I had never heard of her. Like, I don't even remember what her name was.
Huh.
I was like, yeah, if I've never heard of her, then she must not be that big. Anyways, moving on. Yeah. There was another, on the opposite end of the spectrum of talking to people at work, there was an incident yesterday where two of my least favorite people in the job sat down on either side of me on break, and they just tried to talk to me. And I'm like, how is it possible that I could ignore you for the last 4 years of my career, just completely ghost you, and you still try to talk to me to this day? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then this morning when I was getting my Monster before work,
okay,
which is why I didn't want to get one tonight, even though I'm exhausted, because I've already had one, and then I had like 2 Mountain Dews throughout the day. It's been a struggle.
Jesus.
Anyways, when I got my Monster this morning, like the lady behind the counter was just so morning-y.
I was like so awake.
Yeah.
Like she's been up since 3 a.m. probably.
I don't even remember what she's... Oh, yeah. She tried to talk me into getting coffee. Like, I had the Monster in my hand and a Mountain Dew that I was going to save for work. Mm-hmm. I had them in my hand, and she's like, the coffee's fresh. I don't care. I'm getting Monster. Don't you see that? If I wanted coffee, I'd get coffee. I walk up to the counter, and she said it again. And I'm like, I don't drink coffee. And it was really awkward for the rest of the transaction.
Oh, I wonder if she just didn't know that she had already said it to you.
No, she knew. She's just...
I make mistakes like that all the time at work. Like, I'll help someone on the floor, and then I'll go up to the cash register, and then I'll see him again, and I'll, like, won't even look at them. Just like, oh, did you find everything okay? Even though I was just with them, like, literally 2 minutes before, helping them. Like... It happens.
That's a little different though. Like, did you find everything as like a nice general?
Even though
broad
I just
term?
had a conversation with them about their
don't know.
personal life and how.
I mean, it would be weird if like you were helping somebody, and then like they followed you, like walked together to the cash register to check them out, and you're
Yeah.
like, turned around, did you find everything?
like completely different person.
Yeah. Then it would be a little weird.
Yeah.
But for her to like, I'm the only person in the gas station,
Oh, okay.
and she's like, she looked at me and just.
Well, if you're the only one, then yeah, that's a little weird.
I feel like. I feel like my job has really desensitized me.
Yeah.
I think it's good though.
I don't.
For me personally, I think it's good. No, you don't think it's a good thing because you didn't know me until a year ago. Like I used to have some anger issues as a teenager, all throughout middle school, high school, that stuff shortly after high school, up until I was like 20, 21, something like that. I would say I had some pretty bad anger issues. And, you know, I worked on myself a lot. And then getting this job is like, I don't know, you just, certain people take it affects different personalities in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me personally, it just helped me not really give a fuck about a whole lot of things. So like, that's why like when we have any kind of issue between ourselves, I'm just like, okay, that's fine. We'll just deal with it another time, or not deal with it another time, but just like, it is what it is. You're not going to change anything about it, so there's no point in arguing.
We just
about
accept
it.
it.
You know what it is? Like,
Yeah.
it's just okay. That happened. Let's let it go and move on with our lives, because there's really no point in just having searing anger all the time and being mad at the world. Like,
Yeah.
I hate the world, but I'm not mad at the world. You know what I mean? I don't want you to talk to me, but I don't hate you.
Relate.
But then
Relate
there
to
are
that.
some people at my job, unfortunately, for those of you that haven't heard this song and dance before, I work at a prison. And there's some people that really, really take the whole prison culture home. And it's not good.
No.
Like, the divorce rate for correctional officers is, I mean, just period is high, but for us, it's through the fucking roof.
I bet.
Because people just don't know how to handle stress, or they're so strung out from stress.
I can see that easily.
But for me, it affected me a lot differently.
It's
Like complete 180.
Yeah.
It helped me chill out a lot.
So, do you ever have moments where like you do get really angry?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do in those moments?
I mean, it depends. There are things that you can do as far as like discipline goes for the inmates. Like within our realm of power as a correctional officer, there are things that we can do. If somebody crosses the line or does something that's against the rules or something like that. It is kind of hard sometimes to like bite your tongue in some situations and just be like, okay, that happened. Again, there's no point in getting mad about it, but
Right.
we can handle this another way and actually, you know, enact discipline in another way rather than standing there, you know, screaming at each other, arguing with an inmate.
Right.
There's no reason to.
There's no point to do it.
But I mean, it does happen sometimes.
With you?
Yeah.
Oof.
And you know that's not good.
No.
And I like,
Not from experience or anything. You don't yell at me.
no, I don't ever yell at anything. My emotional level stays right at even almost all the time. What are you doing?
Here's my emotional level. Trying to get it in the camera.
All the
It's
way
like
up?
all the way to the freaking ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional mess.
Yeah.
It's fine though.
I was gonna make a point. I gotta think back real quick. Your question was, do I ever like?
How do you deal with it?
Yeah. I don't know. That's about it.
I normally, like, when I get super angry, I either cry or I
don't cry.
scream into a pillow.
Yeah.
And so I
So,
deal with
the point that I was gonna make
Mhm.
was, when you get into situations like that at work, in my line of work, it's like and not for everybody else, but for me personally, I don't hold grudges on anything. So like, whenever something happens at work with anybody, whether it's an officer, an inmate, or just the job itself, and I hate life for a day, tomorrow's a new day. Like, typically, if I'm in a housing unit and something pops off with an inmate and we get into a shouting match or whatever, and then I walk out to the other officers that I'm friends with and we can sit down and have just a regular conversation. Like, I just let things roll off.
Yeah.
Because there's no sense in being, keeping it cooped up inside
Right.
you or whatever.
I
Not cooped
agree.
up inside, but keeping, holding on to the baggage.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing that. So,
Holding not even grudges.
yeah, I mean, it is kind of grudges. It's
Yeah.
just, there's no sense hanging on to the anger or,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the type of officer that'll come back the next day and be like, today is the day you die, like coming back at inmates in a hardcore way because I'm pissed off about what happened yesterday. That's not who I am.
You just gotta let shit go.
Right. And how often do I come home like really affected by the day?
I think I've only seen it once.
When was that?
It was like, I don't remember if it was when we first started dating or when I first moved in, but like you came in and literally was like, had your arms like out, and I like went to go hug you and you were like, don't touch me. And I was like, why?
Oh, no, I told you not to touch me because
Yeah.
I was I was assaulted that day
yeah.
with some bodily fluids of an inmate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was a little heated.
Yeah.
But, in the moment, so I had some like nursing staff with me.
Mm-hmm.
And like it happened and I didn't flinch. Like I stayed right fucking there. And looking back on it, I'm like, wow. Pat myself on the back because I handled it very, very professionally. It happened. The nursing staff just looked at me and I just looked back at her and said, go ahead. And she did her thing and locked it up, and that was that. I cleaned myself off and went about my work day, and people were like, oh, you should have gone home. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But then I came home, and that was it. It did definitely weigh heavily on me throughout the day there, just thinking about it.
There was another time too.
God damn it.
There was another time as well. It just came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where like one of them had like scabies or something like that.
And like we weren't doing anything about it.
I don't know if you
or like
weren't,
no, they didn't handle it properly.
I think they didn't handle it
remember that,
properly.
yeah.
And you were like, I need to shower. Like I you don't come near me. I'm not touching anything. I need to shower. And like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like you went into the laundry room and had like and threw your clothes in the washer by themselves right away, and then like came back in a towel and just hopped in the shower. And I was like, I'll just maybe talk to him.
When you have like outbreaks, and it happens in prisons, even in controlled environments like that, when you have outbreaks of things and like people like they just don't believe you, or they just misdiagnose things or whatever, and things aren't handled properly, it's the officers that it blows back on, because we are the front line. Like we're the ones that have to deal with this shit. So when it's not handled properly by the proper people, it definitely pisses you off. And then it's a big thing when you're talking about bringing it home to your family.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
it is what it is.
Couldn't even imagine.
Yeah. I also have pretty intense road rage too.
Oh my God, me too. Oh my God, it happened. I want to tell a story really quick.
Sure.
So, not a lot of people know this, but I Uber. I'm pretty open with it with all my coworkers, but some of my friends. But I don't really say anything else about it. But so the other day I'd picked this guy up, and we were going.
What was his name? Where's he live?
Someone ordered the
Who is he?
Uber
What's he look
for
like?
him. I think his name was Alberto.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to
No,
actually say his name.
I really can't remember his name though. Anyway, so we were driving past a Walmart, and as we were going like past a Walmart, there was like a car coming out of Walmart into my lane. I was like, okay, I'll slow down. And as soon as they got into my lane, they just stopped for no reason. Like, just stopped. And like, this poor guy, I had to like slam on my brakes and like reach back for him, even though my little hand wasn't gonna do anything to stop him. I just started screaming. I was like, what the mother? And I just start cussing, and he was like, yeah, get him, girl. Like, I was like, you have no idea how bad I just want to like flip these people off right now. And he's like, I won't tell if you do it. And I was like, no, I'm a good person.
I'm a good person.
And then like you just see like a bunch of other cars like flying around this car, because they were going like 20 and like a 55 for no reason. So like everyone was just raging on this. Probably just a little old lady who didn't know how to drive or shouldn't be driving or something. But yeah, I really wanted to snap out on that lady, but I didn't, because there was a passenger in my car.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the time somebody followed me to work?
No.
It wasn't too far out. I was just down the road from work, driving to work one day. This was when I was still on second shift. And there's some apartments on a curve right next to the prison.
Okay.
And I'm coming up to the curve. And there's also some houses next to the apartments, I believe. Somebody's pulling out on the road from the houses, and they just pull out right in front of me, just la 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 la, and I fucking passed them right like on like the
curve
entrance of the curve, not like on the curve, but like as you're coming into the curve, I passed them because, you know, I'm doing 55. Yeah, sure, and this motherfucker pulls out doing, you know, 25 or 30 right in fucking front of me. So I just whip around him real quick. He just laying on his horn, flipping me off out the window because I passed him in a no passing zone or on a curve, and it's dangerous. You know, aside from the fact that he just pulled out in front of me.
Right.
But that's fine. So he follows me, and prisons are private property, by the way. He follows me onto prison grounds, private property, and follows me all the way through the parking lot and down a little side street next to the prison where I park. Follows me all the way down there. And like, there's some other second shifters getting out of the car, and he doesn't get out of his car because things probably would have happened to him.
Yeah.
But he starts talking shit, and like 3 or 4 other officers kind of stop and, you know, come on over my way, and I'm just like, you should probably get the fuck out of here. And he did.
Oh, good.
And that was that.
Oh, good.
Nothing happened. I didn't have to report anything.
Thank God.
I didn't have to beat anybody's ass.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would have probably gotten some time off for that, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate just those people.
Yeah.
Like, I hate small towns. I fucking hate it out here.
Yeah, they're really weird about like how you drive past their house and stuff like that.
Like, speaking of that, way back when in my previous town, I am a prison officer. Yes. Yes, I am. In my previous town, it was like 25. I was driving to my sister's house, and it's like, you know, just your typical white trash is hanging out in their front lawn with their little 18 kids or whatever. And I'm driving like 30 in a 25 through this neighborhood, and this bitch like runs out into the road waving her hands, slow down. I'm just like, fuck
What
you,
the
lady. And
heck?
just I floored it
That's
after that.
bonkers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely bonkers.
I hate small that just
No,
just
they're terrible.
corn fed in bread. Oh god, I hate Illinois. Illinois is the worst place I've
Illinois is full of them, so
God.
I hate to break it, but can I go pee really quick?
Wow.
I really have to pee.
All right.
It
I
just
guess
hit me.
we're gonna take a short bathroom break here.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
So I am a prison guard. I have been for like 4 years. 4 years now, and hopefully, the podcast here could eventually bring me out of the darkness into the light. Because I hate working there, I really do. Eventually, you just start really hating everything and everyone. Type of stuff do I do? I mean, you know, everything. My prison in particular is technically medium security, but during the day it's ran like a minimum security prison. So like in minimum security, there's a lot of free movement for inmates. Like we have schools and all that kind of stuff there. And the inmates live in, there's housing units. There's like 12 or 13 housing units in my camp, I believe. So the camp itself is pretty big. And they're free on first shift to walk around, and not really walk around aimlessly. Like they can't go wherever they want, whenever they want, but they can walk freely from building to building to do whatever they have to do throughout the day. So like my job essentially is to keep track of where they are in case things happen. So like at the building that the inmate's leaving, you sign them out, make sure you know who is still in and who is out of your housing unit, and wherever they go, you sign them in over there. So we always have like accountability of where the inmates are at all times, in case for whatever reason something pops off and we have to lock down in a hurry.
Yeah.
Then we always have accountability.
Who's where? What's going on?
He was asking what I do, like what kind of stuff happens there.
What happens in your okay.
Yeah.
So I'm rushing out so bad.
Are you?
Yeah.
This little guy's hanging out pretty well.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Yeah. Clyde was freaking out a few minutes ago.
Why?
I don't know. He was just running around. Jumped up here, started swatting at him,
Oh,
then he
really?
ran away.
He was mean to him? Or was it like a playful thing?
It was while you were still here.
Oh, yes, it was.
No, I think it was more of a playful thing.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I don't know what goes on in that cat's head.
I have to
You have to what?
burp.
Oh.
Um,
Do you have anything else? Because I've pretty much expired my talking
all
points
your
list here.
topics?
Yeah.
I
I mean, we have like 40 minutes. So I ran into an issue here.
what's going on?
I'm not sure. So like when we did the intro, like the first 5 minutes, I think I hit stop instead of pause.
Oh, great.
So I think it actually saved the introduction as its own audio clip. So I'll have to actually edit them together,
That sucks.
which means that's just another step, another thing I'm gonna have to do to get that out there. It's something else that I'm gonna have to learn. So I'm very new to the audio and video editing. Like I've done live streaming on Twitch for a while now, and that's super simple. You just hit live and then you're fucking in it. But as far as like we're streaming the podcast live, we're recording the audio on the side so that we can post it on iTunes and Spotify and all that. It's a whole new realm, and I've never done video editing or audio editing of any sort. So like every time I come across another problem, I have to Google it or find a YouTube video, somebody who knows how to edit.
He's doing great.
I'm doing well. I'm doing okay.
I think you're doing great.
So luckily for the actual... Oh, shit.
What?
You know what?
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
That's fine. Well, I was just thinking, for the chat that shows up on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
it's working like I wanted it to. But the point of the relay on here is so that the chatters on Twitch get the message from YouTube. It doesn't show up like this on screen because I have the actual chat app. But I turned off the relay, and when I turned off the relay, like, we stopped getting messages from YouTube.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck, have we been missing, like, your friends talking this whole time? But I don't think they were,
I don't think they were either.
which is good.
Yeah.
Because I was like, shit, I just turned your friends off.
Yeah.
What mic do we use, and what's the cost? So, we both have Audio Technica's AT2020. They're like $60 a piece, probably. And then I have a HyperX Cloud too. She just has a HyperX Cloud. For the headsets, they're like $60 to $80. Hers is 60, mine was 80. They're pretty cheap for as good a quality headsets as they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a little amp splitter box here for the headsets, and then we have the heavy duty Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, which is the audio interface, so that we can plug in the microphones into that and run it through, and the headsets into that, and control all of the volumes independently, because you can't actually plug two microphones into a computer like that straight up, I don't think.
And that was Matt speaking a different language that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. So what's it cost? The audio interface was $130. The headset splitter amp was like $40. The microphones are $60 a piece. The headsets are $60 to $80 a piece. My computer itself is about $2,000. Built it myself.
It's great.
Yeah. Luckily, I had all of my computer and most of the streaming equipment already before we started the podcast.
Go.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually turned that off there.
You turned what off?
Yeah, he did follow. Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
Sorry, I missed that because I had the alert volume turned all the way down because we were recording. But yeah, thanks for the follow, and thanks for stopping by and giving us something to talk about for a minute here.
Thank you. So, going into my favorite season, which is the spooky season. I'm not really going to be doing much this Halloween because I'm going to Ireland for a week. And are you recording?
No, I wasn't. Do you want me to?
Yeah.
We haven't been recording. You just got up to go pee, so I turned off the recording.
So I have to restart.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
So going into the spooky season, which is my favorite season, I'm not going to be doing much this Halloween because I will be in Ireland. So I don't know what Matt's going to do that week during the podcast. So stay tuned for that, you guys. But I just got to thinking about like my childhood and the things that scared me and stuff. What scared you growing up? Like during the Halloween season, like...
Before I tell you the answer to that question, I just want to let you know that I also fucked up the intro to that too. It still wasn't recording.
Great.
So we're just talking about spooky season. She's going to Ireland here in a couple of weeks. Not sure what I'm going to do for the podcast. Now, what spooked me?
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, it was Chucky.
Really?
Yeah. Like as a very, very little kid.
Yeah.
Because, so I'm 26. So at the time when Chucky was huge, I was a very small child. So that was like the big thing. It's not like I'm a kid now and Chucky was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it's not scary now. But back then, that was the thing.
Oh, it was scary.
Chucky scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really... There's nothing really like Halloween particular that scared me, like being out and about. I mean, I don't know. We used to do a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I actually did it one year where one of my friends down the road, his dad would throw on like a mechanic's jumpsuit and put the Michael Myers mask on. And he would sit on the front porch swing of his house during trick-or-treating. And nobody wanted to go up there and get candy. Nobody. He was just swinging back and forth. He just wouldn't move. And the kids that went up and got candy, he wouldn't fuck with them at all. He would just sit there and swing. It was just, people were just terrified of it. So I did that one year, except I just had like a hood, like a faceless hood. And we had some hay bales, like as decoration, just on the front porch. And I just sat on the hay bales and I held the candy bowl and I just didn't move. I tried my best to breathe as shallow as possible. And people were like, is it stuffed? Is it real? Is he breathing? I can't tell. Some kids took candy and some didn't.
That's crazy.
If they didn't take any from me, then my mom would be like, will you stop it? And take the candy bowl and give them some candy.
I loved like when we would go trick-or-treating and like there was that one house that like went all out and like they had their own version of like a haunted house and you would go in and
fog machines and all that shit. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, we had one of those too.
It's like, it's so much fun. Like, thanks for investing the money in that because I won't when I get older.
No?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, you don't even want to carve pumpkins.
No, I'm not. I hate, I won't carve pumpkins.
Why?
I hate doing it.
What did the pumpkins do to you?
I just never did it growing up. And I remembered I tried doing it a couple years ago and it like really genuinely made me mad because I didn't like it. It's a lot of work.
Did you get like an actual pumpkin carving kit or did you try to do it with like a kitchen knife?
Did it with a pumpkin carving kit.
Like with the saws and everything?
Yeah, I hated it.
They're so easy.
Hated it. I hated it so much. And it's also because I'm not a very creative person. So I probably would have been happier just painting a freaking pumpkin.
Yeah.
But
I can do that.
I can't draw. I can't do anything.
You don't need to draw. Find a picture that you want to fucking just paint onto a pumpkin.
Okay.
Was that the green light? Did I get the green light to do a pumpkin carving stream?
I don't want to do a pumpkin carving stream.
A pumpkin painting stream?
Maybe. I don't know. It's not a green light yet.
Details to come.
Yes, details to come.
Yes.
So I remember like growing up, me and my sisters, like we would have sleepovers and stuff like that, and it was always a thing to like scare each other. We were always finding ways to scare each other, which probably relates to why I'm into spooky stuff now. Just love spooky shit. So one year for one of my sister's birthdays, they had gotten a book and it was called, I can't remember what it's called, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yes.
All right.
So, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And this book had a bunch of, like... Love you, Chloe. Sorry. So, this had a bunch of, like, different scary stories that... I don't know. It was, like, it really portrays, like, literally the person I am now. Like, they're just really weird stories. I am going to read you guys a couple of the stories.
Just one?
Just one?
We're already at 40 minutes.
Okay.
We can do them all month.
Okay. So, this is called High Beams. As the woman drove down a deserted highway, she noticed a lone pair of headlights quickly approaching her car from behind. When the car came closer, she noticed it was going to overtake her. The car drew beside her, but then the driver suddenly swerved back behind the car. She started getting nervous and she kept an eye on the strange car in her rearview mirror. He pulled up dangerously close to her rear bumper, began flashing his high beams at her. The headlights dimmed for a moment, and then the high beams flashed again, and the car behind her surged forward. The car followed her closely, the tight curves over the hills, and it would flash the high beams on and off. The frightened woman struggled to keep her eyes on the road and fought the urge to keep the car looking at the car behind her. Finally, she approached her car exit. Finally, she approached her exit, and the car continued to follow, flashing the high beams again and again. The terrified woman took out her mobile phone and dialed 911. When the operator answered, the woman... I just got a phone call. This is really inconvenient. When the operator answered, the woman screamed, "A car is following me. He keeps tailgating me and blinking his lights at me." The woman gave her address, and in a few minutes, when she saw the red and blue lights of the police car in the distance, she breathed a sigh of relief and pulled into her driveway, when suddenly the strange car pulled into the driveway behind her and began blinking its lights on and off like a maniac. The police screeched to a halt in the woman's front lawn, and the two police officers jumped out with their guns, and they pulled the man out of the strange car and forced him to lie face down in the lawn. When they handcuffed him, he screamed, "There's someone in her car! There's someone in her car!" The two policemen suddenly pointed their guns in the woman's direction and fired. The woman screamed, and then she turned around and she saw a bloody corpse of a murderer fall out of her back seat. There was a large butcher knife still clasped in his cold, dead hand. The police searched her back seat and found duct tape, a blindfold, and a pair of handcuffs lying there. The woman realized that the man in the strange car was trying to save her. When the police released him, he explained that as he pulled behind her and his headlights lit up in her back seat, she seen a man with a butcher knife rising up behind her. Just as the madman was about to stab her, he flashed his high beams and the figure crouched in the back seat. "I flashed my high beams every time I saw him raise the knife," he said. Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And that's probably why I freak out anytime I feel like there's a car following me or something.
Do you check your backseat a lot when you get in the car?
Oh, I never used to have a backseat.
No.
I used to drive a small little truck, so now every time I do check my backseat.
Did you ever check the bed of your truck?
Yes, all the time. All the time. That's just one little thing and why I freak out over nothing all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Find another one for Friday's episode.
I will.
Or whatever day we decide to stream.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That is one thing that I still have not done, is create a stream schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Or an official one.
Mm-hmm.
So her schedule varies quite often at work. So it's hard to really nail down. We try for Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't always get there because she could have to work. So
yeah, I had to work a lot.
I'm trying to get a schedule made up for 3 weeks in advance, at least 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance, something like that. So people have an updated schedule to look at and look forward to for the live streams. But yeah, I think we're gonna end on that note there.
Cool.
And yeah, be sure to like I said, find us live when we go live Mondays and Fridays ish on YouTube and Twitch at Beards and Blush. Follow us on Twitter so you know when we go live at Beards and Blush. Everything is Beards and Blush. No fancy characters, no numbers, no spaces, no underscores, nothing.
Nada.
It's just Beards and Blush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. I think we're gonna head out then. So thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time. All right. That was good.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'll have to look at that audio thing later. Just by the way, for the people still in the live chat, we're recording the audio on the side. So when we wrap it up like that, that doesn't mean the stream's over necessarily. That just means I'm trying to cut the audio portion of the podcast down to just, I don't know, just be easier listening
Yeah.
on people on like iTunes, Spotify, and stuff like that.
Easier for you to edit.
It's definitely more worth your while to come to the live streams, the live shows for sure, and get chat and interaction and all of that out of the way. I know that we say, you know, like there's a little message up there that says chat, or I guess it's up there. Chat
interaction will be limited.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Yeah, but we do try as best as we can to interact with the chat when we can. It's only been an hour and 15 minutes. This was a short one. We got a lot of quality audio though. We recorded almost the whole thing. Recorded it. We recorded it. Your hedgehog's just sleeping away.
He's cute.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's chilled out like that.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I do that, he flinches.
What?
All right. I think that is going to wrap it up for the stream as well. So thank you for everybody who hung out. Be sure, if you have not, on Twitch or YouTube, or both, if you could, that'd be great. Subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, please.
Follow on Twitch. They're both free to do, and they both help us out tremendously in getting our numbers up. Hit the thumbs up in the video if you like it. That kind of bumps our numbers up for the viewing. And also, there will be a contributions thing eventually. I have it all set up. I just haven't shared it anywhere.
Okay.
Other than on Twitch. There is a link down below on Twitch if you're able to contribute to help us keep this thing going.
Yeah.
That's greatly appreciated. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. And we'll be back
sometime.
Yeah. Should be at the end of this week. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Would you like to say goodbye or no?
Goodbye.
All right.